Welcome to Beyond the Chair, a Fireside podcast, where we sit down and learn about the stories behind pediatric dentistry and the people that make it happen. My name is Luke Wortman. I'm on the Fireside team, and I have the privilege today of being joined by Dr. Jeff Flannery of Oak Mountain Pediatric Dentistry. If you were sitting across from somebody having coffee, having lunch, and they asked you how you got to the position that you're in today, what would be the story that you told them?
Wow. So from the very beginning, I thought I wanted to be a heart surgeon. And so I went through the process of medical school and decided just before I got married that I wasn't going to do that. Became a teacher and coach. In fact, our other, co-founder Bart, that's how I know him so well, is because his dad is the one that got me to be a teacher and coach at Briarwood High School. Yeah. And so I coached football as the offensive coordinator there and coached the outfielders in baseball, loved it. Loved working with kids, but I always kind of still had this inkling of just wanting to do something in healthcare. And I just knew that heart surgery was not it because I had worked at Princeton Hospital and decided that wasn't what I wanted to do. So like I said, became a teacher and coach. We eventually, my wife and I, when we got married, we got the bug to just see if we wanted to be full-time missionaries. And so we went to Mexico and moved there to Mexico for a year, and we basically served there at a street child ministry and an orphanage down there. And we actually had some dentists come at one point and treat some of the kids, and I was just able to see just a life-changing experience that a dentist could have on a child to get him or her to go from pain, infection to, the next day these kids are just way more joyful, just having more fun, not in pain. And that really made a profound impact on my life. Yeah. And I just decided, right then and there, I was like, yep, that's what I want to do. I want to be a dentist. So I came back and took the DAT, applied around, and so it just kind of solidified the fact that I wanted to do pediatric dentistry, but I wanted it to be a ministry. I wanted it to be something that could really reach people and help them with their lives. And, we always say it takes a village to raise these kids, and we're just a little part of that village, and we just love the fact that we can help keep their mouths healthy and keep them out of pain and keep them from having an infection and just help their lives in just a little way. I would have loved to have made the decision to go to dental school a long time ago, but the fact that I was able to kind of have all these events happen in my life that really matured me, I just feel like I kind of started my office in such a way that I had a different perspective of life than people that sometimes do it when they first come out. So I know a lot of people think, hey, I'm the boss, I'm in charge, and I got to maintain that presence. But at the same time, yes, you can definitely do that. But it's okay to ask for forgiveness if you do something, hey, I messed up here, guys. Hey, let's do it differently. And I think there's just a spirit of humility in my office that I desire to maintain. But no, I think that really just is what kind of makes our office unique and special.
What has gone into that for you?
So, I always refer back to this, but Bobby Elliott, a lot of people know Bobby, but he, great pediatric dentist up there in North Carolina. But I heard him early on as a resident. One of the things he said is make a big break room. And so initially I couldn't. I had to have what I could afford, but my goal was to expand. And so I made sure that I bought the building, and I knew that I could expand at some point. And I eventually did. I did what Bobby told us to do, and I made this massive break room and just a space that my staff can go and relax. It has couches, it has games, it has foot massagers, it has recliners that massage your back and stuff like that. But I just wanted to make it a family space, a space that we could really relax during lunch. I make my lunches are all an hour and a half, and that's on purpose because I want them to have space and time to go grocery shopping, get some lunch, whatever you want to do, but also come back and just have time to be together. So those are honestly two of the best decisions I've ever made, is just having a big break room and extending my lunch to make sure that we have that time to be together. That's one of the most important things for me. I'm going to try to make decisions that's going to put them first. And I feel like that's the family that takes care of the patients. So in my mind, that kind of comes first, making sure you're taking care of your staff and making sure you're taking care of the people that you're with every day. Overflow of taking care of them will pour into the patients and make sure that, life is good for them and that, we are really truly being effective. Parents and patients know when they walk in an office if things are fake or if it's real. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like it's real simple, but it's just one of the things that when people walk in our office, they really can see that this is genuine. Like, we really do care. We pray even in the morning. I pray with my staff every morning, and we have certain things that we talk about together, and things that are going on in our patients' lives and parents' lives. We know there's certain parents that are coming in that have cancer diagnoses, and we talk about that stuff. We don't just talk about money. A lot of people are just really in the morning talking about hitting this financial goal. And what I've found is that I don't really talk about money a lot with my staff. We talk about how to be effective. We talk about how to work well as a team. We talk about how to have unreasonable hospitality with our patients. And so I think that's the biggest thing is just not shying away from those moments, but truly talking it out, talking through things, and not just shoving things under the rug, because that's only when things fester and things can get worse. And so if you really want to be a good culture and have a true family in the office, you got to talk about things openly sometimes, and sometimes just making sure that you're going to that person. And that's one thing I always encourage my staff to do. Like, if there's anything ever that's going on between two people, please try to go to that person first. Don't talk about it to other people. That just makes it so much bigger than it should be. Try to go to that person initially, and if that doesn't work, then come see me. And we can talk about it together. And so I think that's one of the biggest things that I had to learn, is to be honest about that and not let those conversations happen, amongst the office rather than just, individually. Yeah. So, good or bad, I was involved in kind of an early start of a more corporate company, and was able to see just kind of the synergies that really DSOs have when they start, and the synergies they have on the business side. And I just started to think, like, why could we not have this in private practice? It doesn't just have to be with DSOs. We could do it in private practice, but maybe do it through a membership versus having to sell your office. Because one thing I have noticed is that the most special offices tend to be the ones that are owned by the dentist, and they truly care. And so I just had a passion to, especially in pediatric dentistry, to have pediatric dental offices stay in the hands of pediatric dentists. And so that's where Fireside came about, is we wanted to have a community of dentists that got advantages on the supply side, advantages on future things down the road, but just really anything that can make their life easier and find synergy as a membership group versus being separate. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just fun. It's fun for us to get excited about something that is helping our offices run more efficiently and better, and we're getting savings. People are just appreciative. I mean, I've always said that pediatric dentists are very special people, because they just truly care. And sometimes the last thing they'll do is try to help themselves, because we've told some people that, hey, in your savings, why don't you reinvest in your office? Why don't you reinvest in your staff? I'm a big proponent of trying to encourage my staff to use your vacation time, and there was a time last year that I was able to with some of the savings from Fireside, I was able to send my office to the beach. We have a big staff, and it was a big expenditure, but at the same time, I was like, this was unexpected money that I saved this past year, and it's been great. And so I'm going to put this towards this trip. And they just had a blast. I mean, they had so much fun. Anyway, just little things like that just help a lot. And so it's just been really exciting to see how other dentists are getting on board and just, enjoying the camaraderie that we have. We really didn't expect that part of it, but people who are Fireside members are just excited to be a Fireside member, because they see the benefit immediately, and we're able to just tell others about it and say, come on, man, this has been a great thing. It's an easy yes.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to Beyond the Chair. We're so grateful to be joined by Jeff today, and grateful for this conversation. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Yeah, guys, great to be here. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it.